Streamlining. Go.
I'm looking after you, but it doesn't... Oh. Play with me, Thomas. Play! Hello, my lovely audience. Today we're going to take a look at a Thomas & Friends Trackmaster playset. It's called Thomas's Volcano Drop. The box artwork, as always, sort of sucks you in, makes you look twice, doesn't it? It's a real Steam & Thomas in this playset as well, which is going to be nice. Let's hope it works. I got the rubber chicken up there ready to play. I've also got a minion down there because it's a nice little spammy tag thing to do that other Thomas YouTubers always do. Hey, I'm going to join the club as well. We're going to get into this playset and I'm sure we're going to have some fun. Yeah, so I've had this playset for a little while. I bought it at my local Toys R Us. And what I've worked out is it's not a full-size store. It's like a boutique store. I'm saying boutique in the nice... There's chicken way. The chicken will come into play soon. Don't you worry, boys and girls. Let's take a read of that there. Wow, it's very small print, isn't it? Not sure how well you'll be able to see that. It's one thing to read something, but for me, a picture tells 1,000 words because I'm not very good at reading. There's a bit of a spiral track there. You can read the annotations there as we go along. Real Steam & Thomas, that's really nice. And it looks like the Sodor Mining Company has gone volcanic. And I know we like to look at these smaller pictures here and we can read the action that's going on there. It shows you what the playset does, some of the things that happen to Thomas. It looks quite dangerous, doesn't it? And also, curiously, there is the full playset with the addition of the Lava Falls expansion pack. Now that's a nice idea, isn't it? And luckily, and if I remember, in this video, I will install the Lava Falls expansion pack into the playset. The edge of the box shows us the parts in this playset, and the good news here is this playset looks like it's got lots of useful bits of track. It's something I like to talk about with Trackmaster too. Yes, looking at this list here, for me, can make or break a playset. I like the fact we get a stop-go, and this curve here, it might be a very good one to have. It's the one that's the riser on this playset. It's a little bit like, hopefully, what you find in this track pack here, the Sodor Spiral Expansion Pack. I think this track pack here is one of the most misunderstood. I often see this one sitting on the shelves and not selling. It took me a couple of these to get into to understand the goodness of what's going on here. Particularly, we get a lot of straight, and we get some curves, which are nice flat curves. I know saying flat curves probably makes no sense because, well, what you see there isn't exactly flat. I'll get rid of the expansion pack with the rubber chicken. Whoa, see that? Stay here, you'll need it very shortly. But we'll talk about this playset here versus some of the others that I've looked at recently. Gently, of course. Well, there's a comparison set for you. The Fiery Rescue set, excellent set. In Australia, that was about $90 at full retail price. Half that if you go overseas. For me, the Thomas Volcano Drop, it's basically a $100 set. Okay, probably half that price overseas. And another important comparison, again, it's a Trackmaster 2 set, the Scrapyard Escape set. Basically, both the sets up there, we'll call them $100 sets, okay? $50 sets if you're overseas because you get it for a far better price than me. But I tell you what, the Scrapyard Escape set actually is pretty awesome. It's a bit of a surprise package what came out of that box. This playset came with interesting rolling stock there and a very, very cool looking custom Thomas, jungleized and looking very grubby in the face. Okay, boys and girls, it's chicken time. What I've worked out, rubber chickens are really good at unboxing toys. Look at that. Works every single time. Works every single time. And that Steam & Thomas is free. Wow, looks awesome, doesn't it? Metallic fleck on him. Let's take a look at the face. Dun, dun, dun. And don't forget, boys and girls, try and save that. You can turn this into something very, very awesome. You can put an invisible Thomas cloak on Thomas here. I've got one that I prepared earlier. Where's Thomas gone? Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. Oh, he had his invisible cloak on. Well, the good news is the rubber chicken has done his dirty work, and he can go away. Good night, sister. And we can get into this wondrous toy and start to build it up and get very, very excited. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Gonna have to do the dump shot here now. Okay, here we go. Dump shot. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that big piece there. That is massive. Woo! Well, it's one of those contents of boxes which is really dominated by one big piece. And I've had a couple of Trackmaster 2 playsets like that. That's a nice, nice big piece. Maybe you like things like that, maybe you don't. We need to not scrunch these up because they're going to help me build the playset, and because it's a bit of an older set, notice it's black and white, 2015. I'll just get this open. Okay, these are the constructions. Yeah, that's the bits and bobs in the playset. Going over here, how to build it up. I'll have to read these very carefully. Yeah, these are very important picture here. So all the little codes are actually on the back of the pieces of track. How to put your water in your Thomas there. Very nice, isn't it? How to play. We like to read that. I'll better read that before I make any more mistakes. And storage of your wonderful Thomas. I just have a cat distraction here. I haven't shown Fluffy yet, but Fluffy is actually in Bluebell's little home. Bluebell's not our cat, but Bluebell seems to live at our house. And I'd say Bluebell's going to try and get Fluffy out of there. I don't know how she fit inside there because Fluffy's now massive. Someone's been overfeeding her. Oh no, Bluebell's given up. You stand your ground there, Fluffy. Good girl, isn't she? Isn't she a beautiful thing, hey? You're okay. You're okay. I'm not going to pull you out of there. You're very comfortable in there. Hey, it's lovely in there, isn't it? And there's Bluebell looking a little bit ticked off that his home's been taken by Fluffy. Sorry for that cat interruption. I think we've looked at this well and truly enough, but I'll need this to help build the playset. Really important to have. What I've done here, and I like to do this with the Trackmaster 2 playsets, is I set Thomas up as a divide, and these are the things up here which are sort of eccentric to this playset. What I find is when I make a Trackmaster 2 playset, I rarely get into these bits and bobs. The big core piece of this playset, once again, I've got other core pieces of big Trackmaster 2 playsets, and my son and myself, we've never played with them. Okay, it's just me saying it as I see it. What is really good about this playset is we've got a lot of normal flat track. Now, these are the curves that go up and become the spiral section, and this is the good stuff, which is flat. Sorry for the background noise, I can't help when the neighbours go noisy. I may show you different versions of that from a more recent playset if I remember in this video, but look at this here. It's all nice standard flat track. Okay, and the stop go is a bit of a curious one because it looks like it probably, well, it's an aerial one I think in this playset, and it's not as flat as I'd like it to be. I've got someone playing with their Harley Davidson next door, so I have to go inside for a while and give this a break. Nothing like quiet suburbia, is there? Okay, Mr. Noisy Motorbike has gone away and I can get building again and making the video. This is basically the spiral section of the playset, and like I said before, it's got the nice flat track here. It's a bit peculiar because the spiral sections have got the tag bit there that I'm just poking my finger at there, which makes it difficult to connect in a normal track. What I tend to do is I clip those off, I'll be honest here with you, and it turns into like a normal piece of like double CS track as a compact short. I hope I'm saying it right. I did say before the playset had all flat track. There's actually a couple of pieces here, very small on and off parts to the spiral, which are not flat. I think that one's bent the other way. So, you know, these are your specialist bits of track that sort of nag me about Trackmaster 2. Okay, obviously the playset is made up, and I just had a couple of thoughts about the spiral track and the things that I don't like about it. In a funny way, I remember with the kick-up section here, and that is that piece of track that is not flat. Often you'll have trouble with trains on that section there, and I've always thought, I wonder if it was flat all the way, would it be a better design? When you're building the Trackmaster 2 spiral sections, it's important to understand the difference between that style of connector there versus the one up the top here. Put it this way, if you have them mixed around, you'll never be able to clip in the piece of track in that section there nice, and sometimes I'll put a little glob of blue tack there to hold it down secure, and the same goes for this one up here. If you have that swapped over to the one which is at the bottom there, you'll end up with a train nightmare. And what I'll do is I'll practice what I preach, and I will put a little bit of blue tack into the spiral track sections just so, and I'm moving this around, it's not falling apart. I'm very lucky I've got 3 Stearman Thomases now. This is the one from the Dynamite factory set. Looks awesome, doesn't it? This is one that I purchased from Toys R Us, but I think it was a shop return. It never worked out of box. Mind you, I got it for a cheaper price because the box is all banged up. Remember the story about that one? Hey, I'm a collector, so I don't care. This is the one in this playset here, and noticing we've got this nice detailing like the sparking wheels. Oh, batteries are in there. We've got to put water in yet. And let me just bang it open. I'll show you inside here without him running away. Come on, Thomas. Play with me. Play. What is it? Sometimes they just don't want to open up on you when you want to show things. Yeah, this is a peculiar Thomas because It uses 3 AAA batteries without showing any brand names, and they're batteries from Costco. Cough, cough, cough. I'll just screw it back up like I normally do. Whooshka, whooshka, whooshka. And using the world's finest distilled water and that little globule thing there, which came with the Thomas in the playset, I'm going to put some water into Thomas now. Something about this people like to watch, and make sure you get the right hole or else Thomas is going to go cough, cough, cough. Okay. I'm filling you up, Thomas. You're going to feel fine and dandy in a second. Nice to get a tank full of water, isn't it? And when you put too much in there, it comes out the other side like that. And when you're done taking Thomas the tank, you can actually store the little water thing on the side of the playset. There. Just in the stop-go section and going the wrong way. Let's see if this Thomas is a steamer or not. Look at that. As soon as he turns on, he starts chugging steam. Yeah, go Thomas, go. Looks fantastic. It's actually a really good effect out of these steam and Thomases. Let me turn Thomas off and I'll just read how to play with this playset. Okay, so there's a lever on the back of the playset here. There's some sort of rock lava fall thing there. A couple of balls of fire there. Looks like you set Thomas off on his adventure, and the stop go is the start of the danger zone. Well, this is the back of the playset in a way. This is that lever that you set up. Okay, right to the top. Okay, it's set, and also notice little bits of detail on the playset as well. Nice. I've got this rock fall that covers like lava, which looks awesome. They're set up to there. Okay, stay, stay, stay. And I've got some burning hot lava rocks, balls, whatever you want to call it. Okay, set them up right there. Double make sure that's set to stop. I'll come along and Thomas can be on his way, chugging away, making a nice bit of steam there, coming up the spiral track. And he's going to come up to our stop point and hopefully stop for us before he goes any further. Good boy, Thomas. Now, Thomas, if you go any further, you're entering a real danger zone. I'm going to reach over, let Thomas go. I haven't seen this play out yet. Okay, and he goes down, the balls drop. Okay, he goes down slow and he bursts through, I hope. There he goes. Helps if we get the points set in the right direction, doesn't it, Thomas, eh? There you go, you can chug along on your way there again. Let's reset that and take a look at the action again. What's your thoughts on that, boys and girls? Oh, really, the big litmus test will be my son. If I don't reset the playset, that's what happens. So I've just spun the playset around. Thomas is down there in like a death zone, and he doesn't like being upside down because he's a steaming Thomas. Let me try and save him. Okay, oh, look at that, he's rising up from the depths of the volcano. Looking very ugly, isn't he? Okay, Thomas, that was very punishing, wasn't it? Let's just play on the playset normal. Because he went upside down, he would have lost a tank full of water, without any more sort of puns on the name Thomas the Tank. And I'll just top him back up. Okay, you're ready to run. This time around, I'm going to take the perspective of this side of the playset without using the word back. I'll set Thomas off here, and I've got the center point set up right, but I've got the stop-go set to go. So as he comes around, he's going to go straight into the danger zone. Okay, here he comes up the spiral thing. He's just disappeared there for a second. I did reset those volcanic rocks. Okay, let's watch this very carefully. Okay, and the rocks have dropped over the back there. He goes down, he goes down, he goes down very slowly, and he bursts through like a champion. And he nearly gets taken out by the lava rocks as he passes by. But maybe the best fun of the playset is watching Thomas take a dive. Like that. And you can come down to the side of the volcano here, get into the caves here, and save Thomas from a horrible peril that would have really been a stinger. I come along and reset this. I would have liked that thing there to drop faster. Of course, we've got our great balls of fire. Put that back there, nice and gently. And we've got this rock fall, which is a little bit tricky to set back in place. Okay. Of course, he went upside down. I'll just tank him up with water, make sure he's full, and we'll set Thomas on his way. And I've given him Devious Diesel's explosive wagon. Just one piece of rolling stock to see how he manages. Here he comes, here he comes. Will he be able to make it with one piece of rolling stock on this playset? Oh yes, the rocks are full in the background, and Biff, he'll come through here like a Thomas champion. That's nice to see, isn't it? It does work with one piece of rolling stock. I know, this is the best fun of all, isn't it? Thomas is down, Thomas is down. It's going to be a very curious one to see how my son handles this playset. Now Daddy's got his hand trapped, doesn't he? Okay, that was a bit foolish, wasn't it, Thomas? Oh, okay, I've got him out. Phew. And again, because he went upside down, we're going to give Thomas his tank back. No pun intended. Let me just turn the playset around again. I'm starting to get some very clear thought. Little handle there, look at that. Because it's Trackmaster too, I should point this out, a good thing. And for the fact I put blue tack on those bits over there, I can just sort of ease it around without the whole playset falling apart, which is rather nice, isn't it? Yes, it's one of those playsets that keeps you a little bit busy and resetting and all. Over the back there, I'm just getting that track up to the top, and I've just lost my balls there. They've just fallen off in the vibration. And this little tricky bit here, which is a little bit hard to get, and I'll just get those volcanic rocks again and put them back in place. This time around I've got 2 explosive wagons, and watch Thomas do the spiral here, and because he's Trackmaster too, he can do spirals and climbs awesomely, if that's a word. Okay, can he do it with 2 bits of rolling stock? See that down there? Oh my goodness me. That was just strange. I'm trying to think of a nice word to say. It actually made it through, but I think the back wagon got hooked up on that drop. Let's see what happens now. Well, I know what's going to happen now. Kerplunk, and he's upside down again. Maybe half the fun of this playset is trying to get Thomas out of this perilous zone here, isn't it? Hey, come back, come back. Oh, now they're sinking to the bottom here. Oh. Come on out, come on out. Out you come. I've reset everything. I'll just give Thomas the double wagon adventure again so I see it a bit clearer. I think it was a bit volcanically foggy. I don't think of what to say. Okay, let's watch carefully. Oh yeah, see how it gets hung up there? Okay, and he'll escape somehow. But really, all we want to see is what's coming up right now. Thomas is down. Thomas is down. Well, I can tell you this, I'm getting some very strong thoughts about this playset versus ones that I looked at recently, and I'm having trouble getting Thomas out of here. Very ugly, isn't it? Come on, Thomas, out you come, nice and gently, of course. Luckily he's turned off, so he's not churning his motor out. Maybe I can reclaim some of this precious distilled water that he loses every time. Oh, there we go, it's just triggered off, okay. Very, what's the word? Easy set to trigger. Oh, again. Bye-bye, see you later, see you another playset. I'm finding that the bits in the playset trigger far too easily. If I just give it a tap like that, there it goes. It's on its way down. What are we going to do, Thomas? How can we really impress the boys and girls in this review? I know one thing maybe that's going to impress them. Streamlining. Just for the moment, aside with the Trackmaster 2, Steam and Thomas there, this is a Tomy Streamline and Thomas from the Great Race Story. It is totally awesome. It's got 2 speeds. I can't express to you how impressed I am with this. It cost US $25, but please shop around if you're going to buy these because I notice the prices are all over the shop. I'll give the Tomy Thomas Streamline a go. I've got the stop-go set to go and I'll set it at full speed. It is a really fast Thomas toy, this one. I mean, really fast. Watch very carefully here. Listen carefully as well. Oh, I think he's in trouble in there. I think he's in lots of trouble. He's trying to... Whoa! Oh. Thomas is down. Thomas is down. Well, there's something about failure we really like. Let me just turn this off and I'm going to add anti-inclarable because I'm feeling rather naughty. If I get it around the right way, it's going to really help, isn't it? Oh, it's going to stop a lot of Thomas and Friends rage. And of course, I've got to reset. Okay, here we go. Go, Thomas, go. Set at the full speed. Look at this amazing looking train go. Totally epic now. Watch and listen carefully. Well, there goes the lava rocks. Thomas is down there. Not looking that happy. He's sort of stuck. Well, that's a very different sort of train wreck. That Streamline and Thomas is stuck like an aerial stunt. See if I can wriggle it down. Oh, okay. go. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And just past the lava thing there, dragging Annie along there, looking very sad. It's going to make it all the way to the top, or is it? Come on, Thomas, you can make... Oh, yes, 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 and... Whoa! Thomas is down. Thomas is down. Well, that sort of activity is only going to upset people, so let's keep doing it, hey? Let's turn this Thomas off. Okay, get back on track. Okay, go Thomas, go, go, go. Uh-oh, I forgot to reset the playset. Oh, it's too late, boys and girls. Thomas is going to have a nasty, oh, crash. Oh, that is a nasty one. Very nasty. Maybe I'm finding the real fun of the playset is just don't reset it. Let the engines crash and burn in the lava pit. Well, I'm going to retire the streamlining Thomas, and I'm going to bring back the Thomas that came with this playset, and I'm going to set the Thomas up here, and I'm going to make a very important comparison now, and this is where I'm going to find out who actually watches the video, because I know a lot of people just laying comments as spam. Fluffy got out of Bluebell's spot. They had a fight. I didn't get it on video. Fluffy, you ready for a really important part of the video? You tensing up? Yeah, I can see you are. I'm just up on the chair. I'm just letting you see two Trackmaster playsets up there. The one there's a more recent playset in a sense. It's a Scrapyard Escape playset. It's actually pretty awesome. And of course, the one we looked at in this video was the Volcano drop playset. Yeah, it looks a little bit smaller, but it's got a bigger spiral. The most interesting aspect for me between these two playsets, and it's a very simple thing here, is they cost the same amount of money. Now, this Scrapyard Escape playset, as we worked out after playing with this and seeing the way my son played with this, is actually a pretty awesome playset. I've put fresh batteries here in Thomas so he can do his tricks at a good speed. He goes across a very dangerous cable bridge. He picks up a cog. He actually does some really, really useful things. And it's a sort of set that you just keep watching go round and round and round. You don't really need to reset the playset to keep playing. He just keeps doing things like that. He'll pick up another cog, but he doesn't have anywhere to take the cog, so he's a happy cog player. The Thomas Gold in the playset is probably that part right there. Very nice. As we saw in this video here, the Volcano drop playset, well, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Hey, it does come with a steaming Thomas, which we all like. I love the steaming Thomases there, and we can watch him do his tricks here, and well, in a sense, I think I had a lot of fun with this playset, but there are a couple of things about this playset that sort of nagged me. Maybe that part there was one of them, and then Thomas comes through here. I don't know, to me it's just a little bit lackluster. Am I being fair in saying that? And really the real fun is this. But is it really that much fun to have a playset that you've got to fiddle with every time you want to play? Just notice that Thomas there is trapped while the one on the Scrapyard playset's still having a ton of fun. Go Thomas, go. And you sometimes can't keep your eyes off him, can you? So a very simple question in this video, and let's see who answers this one. Which playset would you prefer to have? The Scrapyard Escape playset, or would you prefer to have a bit of a Volcano drop? I come in and save Thomas. It is distressing to see him in peril like that. Yeah, maybe it works better if I go to the top, doesn't it? Or out the side. Come on, out you go, Thomas. Don't worry, boys and girls. Thomas survived, but didn't need another top up of water because he's been upside down. And while I have this Scrapyard playset here, let me take a look, without Thomas derailing on me, at this section here. I want to talk about this. The one thing I didn't like about this playset, and there wasn't many things I didn't like about it, was the fact you don't get much normal flat track. There was lots of these bent up bits of track that's very sort of Trackmaster 2. And let me just nab Thomas here, ooh, right in the middle of the dangerous cable bridge. I'm just going to take off this section of track here. Oh, very hard to do single-handedly. Oh, Thomas has just taken a dive. I want to try something. And I'm also going to borrow part of the curve on this playset here. I think you know where this is going, don't you? Hey? Oh, that's right, I blue tack this together because it makes a more awesome playset. The first check that I'll do is, are these the same radius and the same sort of shape? Well, yes they are. Look at that. And these bits of track are peculiar because on the spiral track they've got these little tabs. I'm going to be a little bit naughty here. I'm actually going to pull these back and remove them. Naughty Leo. Ooh. Those little bits there, goodbye, good riddance. Whooshka. Now with my modified piece of track, yes, I'm going to come in and have to use two hands here. I'm going to get this back on here. Just trust me, I can. Trust me. And like magic, that curve is there, and I can get the stanchion in here, but I'm going to just pull it back a touch so it's sitting as flat as possible. Just clip that in. Well, Thomas did crash and burn on that cable bridge when it was shaking around a bit. Let me just set him back on track, give him a purpose in life, and set him on his way. And we'll watch very carefully what happens over this modified section of the playset. Can he do it? Yes, he does. Go, Thomas, go! Yes, one more time for the disbelievers in life. There we go. Across it goes. Go, Thomas, go! There is also another variation on a theme of this type of curve. I know some people are going to say, oh, but Leo, if you do that, it becomes more unstable. Well, I'm just seeing if Thomas is going to derail. That's what we're looking for, aren't we? Especially that front wheel. It seems to be going okay. I can do exactly the same radius by using 4 of these CS's, and let me just install that. Okay, out with my butchered spiral bits of track and in with 4 CS pieces. Impossible to put together single-handedly. And again, just set the stanchion just back where it would normally be if it was this playset set up in the right way. Okay, and I'll get Thomas going. This may be an epic fail. It may work, it may fail. Oh no, Thomas has got through and we'll watch that go again. Looking very carefully at the front wheel of Thomas. We might do that again in slow motion. I'll just let Thomas come up here and I'll pull him up because this talk is starting to derail the video, but I think it's an important talk to have. Okay, lay down if you want to lay down. Yeah, with Trackmaster 2, I've said so often I prefer the flat pieces of track. That's from the spiral track. I'm not into these bits of track with bend in it, and you press one end and the other end picks up in the sky like that. It's really not the perfect solution. You can bend and twist this track and form it to your own desires. I know people would like to do that. If you look at this more critically, this piece here is floating in the air a tiny bit, but hey, welcome to Trackmaster 2. Even on the playsets normally, you get bits that are like bent up like that. I should one day bring out my box of bits that are like strange bits of Trackmaster track versus what I call the useful bits, and I think you're going to get a bit of a shock. I don't know, I'm a bit of a keep it simple, stupid sort of person. I'm sorry to say it like that, and I'm just putting this playset back in the way that it came out of box, and I can't do it single-handedly. I think I've made a big mistake, boys and girls. Don't do what I just did, because look. Oh, Thomas did get through, but I've sort of taken away the strength. Oops, in the background that was Thomas falling. I've taken away the strength of that there, but I've got a quick fix for that. I recently fixed some Five Nights at Freddy's toys that were failing on me, and what I've done here, very, very quickly, I've put some blue tack to line up the piece of plastic that I'm trying to fix here. I'm going to put some of this Bondic stuff on here. This may look very rogue because I'm working down through camera. Okay, just a bit there, should do it. And then, like magic, I've got a UV light that comes with this material, and it sets this stuff off, and in about 4 or 5 seconds, it's going to make an awesome bond. I'm just making sure I'm getting the good UV lightness onto that. Mind you, the sun does the same thing, I think. And there's another product called 5 Second Fix, but I don't think it's near as good as Bondic, and maybe this could be a fail. It'll probably just fall apart in front of me, I know. And I'm going to put some extra stuff in there. It's always tricky trying to work down in camera to show you how I fix things, but I'm sure there's times when you want to fix plastic and it can be really hard to bond. And again, I'll come in and cure it with the little UV light. Just keeping it on there, moving across nice and slowly. So I'm hoping that's gone off nice and hard. I think it's important to say this is not a glue, it's a version of plastic welding. I think many people get confused by that. And the real litmus test is if I can get this back together and get the strength of the track back. Okay, I'll get this back here, let's give it a go. I don't need to fix that other bit of butchered track there because it's encapsulated in that part of the playset. I'll give the Steeman Thomas a go here, and it's just a reminder, it's actually quite a heavy little Thomas. Okay, watch him on that bit of track there. Ooh, fine and dandy. Uh-oh, I didn't reset the playset. Guess what? Yeah, that happens. Quite an amazing product. I came across it by chance at a retailer in Australia who was selling it, and I find it very hard to find. I noticed the prices online for this stuff is all over the shop. You have to be really, really careful when you're buying this, and be careful of the 5-second fix because I think it's a very different sort of product. Okay, let me clear off this playset here nice and gently, of course, just over there somewhere. Well, this video has been derailed a couple of times, hasn't it, Thomas? Hey, oh, look at that. You want to push those lava rocks along, don't you? Look at that. He can play all sorts of different ways. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me. This is going to be fatal. Thomas! Oh, thank goodness for that. Saved by the derailment, but you weren't really. Oh, no. Thomas is down. Thomas is down. I'll just gently get Thomas out of here. That was a horrible predicament. Don't play with lava balls, Thomas. Okay, they're very dangerous. What we're going to get into now is what I spoke about earlier in the video. We're going to put on the expansion pack, Lava Falls. Remember, the packs don't come with a Thomas. It says boulder bursting action. Okay, on the back here, you can make a little tiny layout with this, which is nice. But this picture here is what I need to study very carefully. This expansion pack is showing those toys there, and of course, there's Volcano Drop. On the side is a snapshot of what you get inside this pack here. Hey, it looks all useful to me. And to help get the expansion pack out of box, you know what we're going to grab? Not Thomas. The rubber chicken, yeah! And the chicken works like this. And works really, really well. I have enormous faith in enough chicken unboxing stuff. Enormous faith, and look, the chicken's done it. Great work, chicken. Excellent work. Chicken, you have served us well. You're fired. Okay, chicken's gone. Okay, Lava Falls expansion pack. We've got a nice little blah blah here. Okay, picture's worth 1,000 words. If you need to make a little thing up there, you can. And that there is explaining how it plays. It's a nice little piece, this. Boom. Okay, and it's got a nice, strange, very day-glowy piece like that. So all I need to do is strip in this into that. I was hoping this was going to help me work that out. Nah. Good night, sister. I think the best illustration resides in the back of the box here. That's nice and big, I can see that. Now, I know I'm not the sharpest tool in the box, but I do wonder whether this playset works in two directions. That's what adding the expansion pack has done. Is it going to work? Just making sure Thomas has got his full allotment of water because he's often upside down, and we'll send Thomas on his way. I have set the playset up, or reset it, should I say, and he's coming up here. I love that Steeman Thomas. I like it a lot. Watching Thomas very carefully here, and he has got a wagon with him. Okay, and yeah, it goes down like that. Opens up. Now I'm going to change those points so he goes on the Lava Falls section next. That was mysterious, wasn't it? Okay, watching very carefully. Boosh. That was nice, wasn't it? He goes around here and he gets stuck. I just noticed Thomas keeps steaming on down there and he's stuck. So much for showing you how nicely it works. Why isn't it working with that? That's really weird. What's the height difference between a Steeman Thomas like this and a normal one? It's the next question. Anyway, Thomas would have gone around like this and then would have gone clunk. That's a very rocky faceplant, Thomas. I'm just double checking that picture there, in particular where this track here goes round the back here. Now I'm pretty sure I've got this right because, well, there's not too many combinations you can have with what you've got out of the track pack. And anyway, if I wanted to have this come across a bit further, well, it's not going to do it because of the interference going on here. I can't get that track to go across any further. Just out of sheer curiosity, let me give Thomas, Diesel and Percy a spin here, see if they make it through underneath there. Well, the normal engines do. Percy's a bit slow. And what will happen here is a bit of a bottleneck pile-up. Yes, it's like that in this railway, isn't it? Like that. Oh, Thomas is getting a shove from Percy there. Watch out, Percy. There, Diesel's explosives there. You wouldn't want that to go off in your face like this. Now I'm wondering, and man, I've said this a couple of times in videos recently, has Mattel dotted their I's and crossed their T's on this one? Have they looked at the height of this toy here in relation to what's going on over there? Just looking at the height difference between a Steeman Thomas versus a normal Trackmaster 2 Thomas, and if I get a straight edge across the roof here, the driver's cab, wow, the normal Thomas is a lot shorter. Look at that. Well, this little conundrum has caught me by surprise, but in a strange way I'm not surprised. Okay, look at the gap here. That's just a normal Thomas. And it's very close. Okay, I suppose I could jag this up, couldn't I? Bend it or whatever. Now, I'm pretty sure I've done the right sort of connections of all this track. I've got no other track that I can get this further out. And really, I need to get this track to come out here and to come around through here where there's a bit of a bigger gap. If I bring up the Steeman Thomas here, it just gets uglier and uglier, I can tell you. I'm just thinking, what have I done wrong here? Is it me, or is this not been thought out? Look at that. That is, wow, there's a lot to get pushed up there, and I've got all this made correctly. In fact, I've got the blue tack in there, so it's going to be riding it up even higher. Wow, what have I done wrong here? I'm really feeling like I've done something seriously wrong. Or am I just getting, you know, caught out? Man, it's really spooking me. I'm just going to try something here. If I really put a bender in this, and I think I can, I hope we're not going to hear a snap. It's going to raise that up. Oh man, it's getting no hook. It didn't sound good, did it? Okay, I've got that up, and if I... What can I do here? Bend this up here. Oh. And I'll actually give this a bit more of a bend. I think I can really woof that up further. Oh, okay. Just doing my best here. I can't believe this, and I'll just see if Thomas is going to go. Steeman Thomas. Oh, it just makes it through, but got stuck a bit. Just grab it before it tries to get into the caves on me. Come back here, Thomas. Just see that one more time, and I'll just bend it even further. So, if I get a bit of a biff into this, oh man, it might fix the problem okay. Making sure that it's all in place there, and we'll give Thomas another run here. Just makes it through. And he tries to hide in the caves here. Oh, he's actually made it in. Look at that. That's something different. He can do something very special. He's down in his little hidey hole cave. I think Thomas is actually meant to do that. He wasn't doing that before, and we can raise it up like this. Back in the good old days, it would have been powered by the train wheels. You know the good old days, and if I get Thomas to the top here, he might take off for me. Yay! Go, Thomas, go! Oh, yeah, and away you go! Because I've been jagging and bending the playset, maybe it's going to fail on the way down. Let's just see that again, hey? Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sort of destroying the goodness of the playset by trying to make it fit underneath. One more time. Will he make it? Oh, he just did. There he goes. He's a hero. I'll just let that part reset. And curiously, just see if Thomas can bust through the rock there again. Oh! Sort of. Sort of. Let's just try that again. Yes, it's got me thinking now. Come on, bust through. Boom! Oh, yes, and he's in. Okay, and then you can give him an elevator right at the top and he can play down the spiral again. It is a fun play set. Once you work out how to play. And that is if Thomas stays on track, and he has done so. But if you don't reset the playset down the bottom, I think Thomas ends up, well, stuck in the volcano. Okay, I'm going to try and do this volcano drop playset. I've got the lava falls thing set up. I'm going to see if I can get it to go around and then change direction and do everything it does just by using one Steaming Thomas here. Okay, go Thomas, go. And he comes up the spiral section as he does in Trackmaster 2 style. Doing it nice and fine. I love the Steaming Thomas, always do. Okay, this section's very interesting because he hits that point there. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good, Thomas. You haven't done that before on me. And I think he's sort of stuck in there. I'll give him a helping hand because he's Thomas. Okay, coming around here, because I've set the points the other way, he'll do lava falls. And we come over here and we'll see lava falls explode. Poof! Okay, then he goes back. Oh, I thought I fixed that, but obviously it has slumped back down. But we want to see how this plays down. When he comes back around here, goes through the points here, will burst through here. Okay, gets there, and then I can, by manual control and muscle, bring Thomas to the top here gently, of course. And Thomas can go on his way again. Yeah. Well, let's hope he makes it through, yes. And I've forgotten to reset that piece again, so he'll be trapped in the volcano. I don't mind for the fact that it gets stuck, but I would have really liked it to have been a powered elevator. I know they've done that in the past, where the engines power these things. Okay, let me just sit Thomas up the top here, and I'll have my final few words to say about this playset, and I've certainly got a few things on my mind. Thomas and Friends Volcano drop, and of course we added the track pack on it, which did change the way this played, and a little bit of trouble when we had the Steam and Thomas trying to go round. Ooh, what am I going to say about this playset? Hey, there's some things that I like about this, and there's probably more things that I dislike. Of course, I like the steaming Thomas. I like to have any sort of variety of Thomas, and for the fact he's got that sort of sparky, troublesome side to him. It would have been nice if he had a custom face like he was in peril because he was going into a volcano, but hey, I'm quite happy with that. But because it's a steaming Thomas, well, when we put the expansion pack on, as we saw, we had trouble down here. I'm just hoping that I've made this correctly, and I've double, triple checked, and I'm pretty sure I've done the best I can to get that track over as far as I can. If I start jagging it like this, let me just show you something. If I get this to here, and then that pushes the track across, well, it starts to pull the track across or apart at this point here. It's a nice playset in the way we have a spiral there, and we ended up having lots of what I call normal flat track, but maybe with these playsets, the part that I struggle with the most, and I remember the very first Trackmaster playset I had a great big hunking piece in the middle, and this is the pieces to me that become redundant. Well, speaking about redundant, these little balls here just dropped. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's these big grandiose pieces that really never ever come out and play again. It was nice that we did learn that the playset does play in two directions. I think it's a little bit naffed when it plays in the reverse directions, I'll say, and Thomas goes there, and then you have to manually bring him up to the top like such, and then Thomas is on his way again. And often I've noticed that these trains will fail on the spirals coming down. Something like that. But sometimes being a train wreck is actually half the fun of these sorts of toys. And if I set Thomas back up here, I'll set him on his way again, and he can go into here, and he goes back down, and yeah, I suppose it is fun, isn't it? And it's sort of strange sort of way he can burst through like that, you know, and have lots of Go Thomas Go moments. Expansion pack was sort of nice, but oh, he just made it through. Sometimes he does make it through. Hey, sometimes miracles can happen. And as I watch Thomas burst into there, and all of a sudden I'm actually having fun playing this toy train. I suppose it's a little bit different, isn't it? How much soda or feel am I getting out of this railway? How much are you getting? Maybe that's a bit tricky because, well, soda or fuel doesn't seem to count. Oops, I forgot to reset the playset. But don't worry, Thomas is jiggling, just reset it for himself, and now he's trapped. Maybe from seeing that, we've seen all we need to see about Thomas Volcano drop. I'll finish off with something positive. I've just sent the streamliner in the reverse direction across Lava Falls and getting trapped, I hope. Boom! Wow, look at it go. Fast, 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 fast. And it's going to go boosh! Oh, gets in there. Oops, there's a problem there. Actually, Annie and Clarabelle are a little bit too long. I'll come in and free Clarabelle off the back here, nice and gently, of course. So it's just Thomas and Annie going to go on a bit of a ride. Hope we can reset up here. It's getting caught up. It's sounding ugly. It's sounding very ugly. Come on, Thomas. I'm looking after you, but it doesn't... Oh. Play with me, Thomas. Play! Oh, making all sorts of sounds. Okay. Go, Thomas, go. We got there in the end. Whoa! Whoa, did you see that? Whoa, this Clemmy... Oh, I want to see that again, boys and girls. Yeah, go, Thomas, go! Woo! Going super fast, and I didn't reset the playset, so you know what's going to happen? Oops! Thomas is stuck. Oh, he's just going to hop in there. It came down all by itself. In you go. Oh, this is how you play with this playset. This is real fun. Okay, up here, go, 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 Thomas, go! Woo! Streamlining. I think he's gone down to normal speed. That's his normal speed. Okay, back in again. Wow, the playset has just reset. It's actually a lot more fun with this train. Let me get the streamliner back to full speed. Oh, very ugly, isn't it? Oh, I've just lost streamlining. It's very ragtag. Whoa, go, Thomas, go. Woo! And around here, and then, whoa. Now Annie's stuck in there because, well, Annie broke free. Annie was playing up. Oh, go like that. These are my precious Thomas toys, boys and girls. Look at that. Woo! Okay, yeah. Da-na-na-na-na, streamlining, go, Thomas, go. I've got some normality back. I just wanted to show you, look, you get something a bit more dynamic on here, and it's really, man, it really transformed the playset into some high-speed fun. I think the Thomas overrides in there on this part here, because I've got to pull Thomas back a bit, and I get to the top, and then, streamlining, go. And it only just resets in time. Oh, getting stuck there, yeah. Yeah, to me, yeah, this is where it's at. I know it sounds ugly, but the playset's starting to fail. Oh! Oh, I better leave it there. Well, the expert has arrived and he's putting his eyes over this playset here, and he's noticing that it's a very jumpy sort of playset. Yes, if you set the balls and knock it, it's going to trigger, isn't it?
How do you even reset the speed thing?
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. He's tried and tried and tried. You just have to be very gentle-fingered with it. Even Daddy has trouble. Okay. So you got the lever on the back of the playset to pull it back up. Do you want to get Thomas going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I found out when he goes here, he'll get stuck here.
How do you know that?
Because I just know how tall he is.
Let's just see. My son has just perceived that. Let's just see how correct he is on that.
See?
That's amazing. How did you know that?
Just like lots of math. Because I just went to school.
Just because you're a kid.
Yeah.
I've learned over and over, don't write off children's ideas and what they see in places, because they're far more perceptive than I am. I've noticed that so many times. Just let the playset play out. First time he's seen this play. And of course we know what happens next, don't we? Thomas does that and sort of comes around here for a lazy pass by those fiery balls. Yeah, see, the trick is to reset in time without losing things. It's a very finicky sort of playset. Yes, well, welcome to the way. So that's how you play. You just make him crash. There we go, this is how you play with the playset. Daddy didn't know.
R.I.P. balls. And R.I.P. Thomas.
Might be the title of this video, R.I.P. Thomas. Thomas actually plays the other way up. Now what I want you to do is to send Thomas back up as he gets back around. But Daddy was a bit slow in learning this. Get rid of that there. He'll actually burst through that. Okay. Now he's there, now you can raise him up. Very gently. He's, yeah, it's a bit of a finicky set. Finicky but fun, the nicest way of saying it. And Thomas does his spiral dance, hopefully without trashing himself.
It's slowly
and Thomas bursts through there, but you haven't reset it.
Yeah, because that thing slowly comes down.
Yeah, it's very slow, isn't it? So what's your thoughts on this playset? You've just had a bit of a fiddle. What's your thoughts?
It's kind of cool.
There we go. Okay, kind of cool. Thank you. So there you go, it's a toy made for children. My son thinks it's kind of cool. Hey, you know what? I'm going to have to agree with him or else I'm going to get into trouble. Remember Thomas was at the Scrapyard and he did the cable run?
Yeah.
Did you like that or would you like the Volcano set? Which is better, do you think?
I like the Volcano set.
I'm not even going to ask why.
And...
yeah. That's the best fun of the playset, trashing Thomas down in the volcano, isn't it, hey?